what's a big impact really of the Judge Cash Hall case, the case of Justice Verma's residence and the piles of cash being found at his home? Supreme Court judges now have resolved to make their assets public. The resolution has been taken up by the full court for landmark probity. The Chief Justice of India, all judges will now make their assets public. Now, this resolution, a landmark one being taken by the Supreme Court judges. Remember that right now for the High Court judges, going ahead and declaring their assets is a choice. It's not mandatory. But now in this resolution, the CJI and all Supreme Court judges have vowed that they will make all their assets public in line of ensuring adequate transparency, in ensuring that there's accountability amid a raging debate over whether there should be external forces that essentially look into matters of alleged corruption, of impropriety within the judiciary. And in a step towards greater transparency, the Supreme Court judges have taken up this resolution saying they will declare all of their assets. Like I said, for High Court judges right now, it's a choice. They can choose to go ahead and declare their assets. It's a very minimal number, really, of judges who've actually chosen to do that, which is disappointing by itself. But now with this resolution, hopefully, you will see, in fact, more judges, not just at the Supreme Court level, but others also speaking out and ensuring that they declare their assets. Justice R.S. Sodhi, retired judge from the Delhi High Court, is joining us on this broadcast. Justice Sodhi, what do you make of this step? Do you believe it's much needed to ensure that judges make their assets public in line and ensuring greater transparency?
You know, this is not the first time, and this is not something new. Even when I was on the bench, we were encouraged to declare our assets on a sealed cover and give it to the Chief Justice, our Chief Justice. And lots of us did it. I think most of us did it. But I don't know what happened to that sealed cover. I have no idea. But gradually this thing has withered away and nobody has really taken it seriously. But this was a move earlier also. I'm so happy that it has re-emerged and that it is coming from the top now. The Supreme Court itself has initiated this move. So it's a good move and should be a very, very welcome move. People should know the assets of their judges when they join and must know them throughout their careers. And when they demit office, even then they must know what is their assets, how much has his family progressed, and the blue-eyed people and all that. Assets, it is so important so that you all have faith that this man is not just multiplying his assets and giving judgments. It is so essential for you all to know. And,
I completely agree with you, Justice Sodhi. So, you're seeing a resolution now. Do you think, however, that this is something that should be made mandatory? Because like you said, right now the records aren't the best. Less than 7% of High Court judges have actually disclosed their assets.
This is the main thing. When you say mandatory, this is a moral responsibility. Forget about mandatoriness. Mandatoriness means that you are not doing it, and you are required to do it. But see, you must have morality with it. Every time you become a judge, you have to fix it in some kind of a morality. You should automatically hand over your sealed cover to your Chief Justice. This is my essay. All right. And if you are not doing it, obviously you are not stepping into the same morality standards, and therefore your appointment itself is not correct and questionable. Therefore, I say this is something which is of moral obligation to the people who are trusting you and are taking from you your decisions, which go against them and go for them, and that they are coming absolutely independent without any strings attached. So isn't this a wonderful
per
thing?
se. Yeah. Justice Sodhi, thank you very much for joining us, sir, with your view on this, a very important one, because Justice Sodhi says there should be a moral obligation. Forget about making mandatory. It should be a moral obligation that judges take up to go ahead and declare their assets so that people have full faith in the judiciary. Okay, let me also bring in Adish C. Agarwal, who is in fact the former chief of the Supreme Court Bar Association. Mr. Agarwal, what do you make of this step? A resolution being taken up by Supreme Court judges saying we will declare our assets. Do you think this is the need of the hour to kind of restore faith in the judiciary, seeing this particular incident that took place on March 14th?
I fully agree with this observation. This will enhance, because little bit there was damage due to the incident happened at the residence of one judge of the Delhi High Court. So declaring this thing, and people confidence, not only the confidence will increase, but they will be not in a position to have any other properties beyond this. People will be vigilant if they are trying to purchase some benami properties. That can be also reported. People will know the judge is having such and such property, then it will be curb on the corruption also. And I feel...
Well, my question to you also is, with this step being taken, with this steps are being taken of a resolution being passed, and this is a question I asked Justice Sodhi as well, do you think it should be mandatory, sir, for judges to declare their assets?
Now it has become mandatory when the full court has passed this resolution, and it will be applicable for not only these 33 judges, for coming new judges also it will be applicable. This will remain in effect. This is a resolution of full court for all the judges. It is not for the judges only who are presently working. This will be followed. This has become a rule.
Okay, all right. Mr. Agarwal, thank you very much for joining us here on India Today with your view on this step being taken of the Supreme Court judges resolving to go ahead and now declare their assets. Srishti Ojha is joining us with more details on this. Srishti, does this resolution essentially translate to mandatory, disclosing of assets? Is that what a resolution actually means, that all judges now have to declare their assets? Don't think Srishti is with us. Apologies. We will connect with her to get you more details really on the Supreme Court taking this step. All judges, the CJI, all judges will now go ahead and declare their assets.